Hey everyone, Amanda here. So I'm here to give an update. As you can probably see by my face, it's not a great update. I've been crying, and I've been in an extreme amount of pain. I am in an extreme amount of pain, and things have been so stressful. I'm just trying to make sure I take the breath so I can be present and mindful. So, I had the injection last Monday, and they wait 7 days, and then they are supposed to call you. Now, during the 7-day period, if certain things occur, they want you to call them to let them know. And something that was occurring and is still occurring is that when I walk, and it doesn't happen every time I walk, but it happens a lot now, is my legs give out on me. Not just one, both of them at the same time. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I've been doing a lot of crying and I'm trying not to. So what happens is, say this is my back. This is where I had my incision, right? This whole area right here, suddenly it gets weak. And then my legs, they just give out. And that is very scary. And I'm sorry, okay. So I called to let them know that was happening. Sorry, I had a hair tie, but I think my mother brought it in, so my hair is a bit on the frizzy side because it is very humid outside. So, but whatever. It's beautiful. I'm beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. Okay, anyway. What was I saying? Oh, hello birdies. I don't know if you can hear the chirping. The birdies are here. Oh, they make me happy. So I called to let them know that. And the nurse that I spoke to sort of dismissed what I said. And is like, oh, that's just the medicine wearing off. Well, whether it's the medicine wearing off or not, this is occurring. And even before I got the injection, my legs were giving out on me. So I just felt that, what's the point in saying call us if X, Y, and Z happens, and then X, Y, or Z happens, and then the nurse is like, well, let's just wait until Monday, and I'll call you then, and then we'll see how you're doing. Whatever. So I waited until Monday. And so that was yesterday. And she calls me. And now there are specific questions that she needs to ask in order to give to the doctor to determine certain things, because I am asking for an MRI to rule out, to be on the positive side of things, to rule out needing a surgery. because my pain has moved from the right side of my body and is now on the left. Well, it's actually both, but it has gravitated towards the left. The left side, I have had 2 back surgeries, and I've had a fall. And I was trying to tell her something, I don't remember, but it was related to what we were talking about, and I was trying to tell her this. And because people can't control me, she got very angry at me and she started yelling at me. I'm not joking. She was screaming at me, and I was crying because I'm in pain, and my mother was standing right there, and I am begging her, please listen to me. I'm trying to tell you something. Please listen to me. Please, please. And she said, no, I'm not going to listen to you. And I don't know what she said. I stopped listening to her. I stopped listening to her. This is a nurse. This is a nurse. Now, she was literally screaming at the top of her lungs. Now, at that point, my mom took the phone from me because she could see how upset I was. And then she started yelling at my mother. And my mother ended up dealing with the conversation, whatever. And I was just I'm still overwhelmed with that. Like I can believe it, but at the same time, WTF? And I have never, ever had a nurse. And if you have ever had an experience like that where a nurse or a doctor or somebody in the healthcare industry has yelled and screamed at the top of their lungs at you, I am so sorry. That is so uncalled for. And that is not part of the healthcare industry. I know because I trained as a CNA. You do not treat people like that at all. That is not accepted at all. No. So, oh no, there was this one time a doctor, or whatever she was, said stuff really loud about me and made me feel bad about myself, but that was a different type of issue. But this one was over the phone, and she made me feel so bad about myself. She made me feel like I didn't matter, that my care didn't matter, that I did not matter. Only she mattered, and her questions mattered. That's not how I work. I am a person, I am a human being, and you're not going to treat me like that and get away with it. That's not how I roll. So, I prayed of what I could do. What can I do? What can I do? And I was afraid to call the doctor and tell him, because I was afraid that if I said anything to him, he would get upset. And so what I do is I don't mess around. I went to the top. I called. Well, I prayed on it, then I slept on it, and the thought came to me to look up the medical director. Well, not look him up, but call the office and ask for the medical director. And that's what I did. And I talked to that medical director, and he said, thank you for calling and telling me about this. Like, we do not tolerate this type of behavior towards our patients, and I will definitely reach out to their bosses and let them know the situation of what's going on, and let's see if we can fix this, because we don't want any of our patients to feel the way that you're feeling right now. And I said, thank you very much. I said, I'm sorry that I had to call you. I felt like I didn't know who to call. And he said, no, do not feel sorry. You did the right thing. Thank you for calling, because if you didn't call, I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it, right? So then later in the day, today, I called earlier this morning about that, and later in the day, that nurse called me, and, she talked a little bit, I talked a little bit, we sort of worked things out, but basically, it was, you need to treat me with respect, and never, ever talk to me like that again. I understand that when people are in severe pain, sometimes they can take things the wrong way, sometimes things are a little bit distorted, but that doesn't mean that you get the right to yell and scream at them at the top of their lungs. And the thing is she didn't see her yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs as abuse. I think she needs to do a little research on what constitutes as abuse, because that is a form of abuse. She wouldn't admit that, but she did apologize for her actions, so I will take that. God gave that apology to me, so I'm going to take that. And then a little bit later, my neurosurgeon called himself, because they informed him of my call earlier, and I told him what happened, and I did tell him I was afraid to call you because I didn't know if calling you about one of your nurses would upset you. I was honest with him, and he said that I don't have to worry about that. He would not get upset about that. In fact, he wants to know if stuff like that happens, because that obviously that type of behavior is not part of how they do things with patients. Obviously, you don't treat patients like that. And we talked, and I have known this man since I first started, since I was first referred to this practice for my back, back in 2010. So I've known him for a long time, and I've been in a lot of pain in front of him. And this is the first time, and we were over the phone, but I'm in pain now, but I'm really trying to hold it back. But I was talking to him, and I, explained the situation, and, I'm crying to him, and I said, this is the first time. I said, we've known each other for a long time. I said, this is the first time that you're hearing me cry. I said, I am in so much pain that I am crying. I'm trying to hold. And he said, yeah, I can hear it. And I said, that's not to say that when you see me and I'm not crying that I'm not in pain. That's not what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying is that I internalize my pain, like my physical pain, a lot. I do my emotional pain too. But I'm in so much pain. It's like a crock pot. No, sorry, a pressure cooker. Eventually that pressure has to come out. It is coming out. And I said, even when I gave birth, I didn't cry. I was in a lot of pain. I didn't cry. And, we talked about stuff, and I said, all I want is to know that when I come to your office and I speak with your nurses, is that they show kindness, caring, and compassion and respect. That's all that I'm asking for, is that I don't think that's too much. And, sorry, that was my mother asking me a question. And, he said, no, that is not too much. He said, that is part of, like, the whole, like, it's all over their website, you know, that they give caring, kindness, compassion, you know, respect, all this stuff to their patients. Listening to their patients is on there too. I'm sorry. I didn't feel heard. I felt so disrespected. And I said that I just don't understand why she treated me that way. I said, I hope it doesn't ever happen again, because that's not right. And he personally, while he was talking with me, put in an order for an MRI. And I said, the only reason I want an MRI is to rule out me needing surgery. I said, right now I am terrified that I may need surgery, just because I have that severe pain where I did have surgery before. There's a lot of pain that I haven't had in a long time. And I'm just scared of that. Oh, that's what I was trying to tell her. I was trying to tell her that I would like the doctor to evaluate me to see if I need an MRI. That's what I was trying to tell her, that I was having pain that shifted. It shifted from one leg to the other, and now I was trying to tell her that that's what it was. And she didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear it. I don't understand. That's what it was. Oh my God. And then, to top it all off, there is a woman that works for the people that my son and I see for our med management. And I don't know what's wrong with this woman either, because every time that because we do Zoom right now with our appointments, she sends the Zoom links out. And last year I had a conversation with her on the phone, and it said, oh, this is the email we have. I said, no, that's the wrong email. I don't know why that email is even in there. And she said, I'm going to update it right now. And I thought she had, but apparently she did not, because ever since then it's just like I have to ask for the link, and then she's like, I've sent it. Excuse me, it must be in your spam folder. I'm like, it's not in my spam folder. You're just not sending it to me. Something's wrong on your end. What, like, she's always blaming me. You know, she's like, well, you must have given me the wrong email. I'm like, I didn't give you the wrong email. Come to find out, all this time, the email that was originally there that was wrong got put back in. You know, like, did she purposefully do that? Like, because you have to manually go in and update that stuff. So, I don't know. But she won't take responsibility for anything she does or doesn't do. Oh my God, I'm starting to get a migraine. This is very stressful for me. But I need to get this out. And so I called up her supervisor. So I said, I need to talk with you because I need to fix the situation. I shouldn't have to do this woman's job. It shouldn't be that hard to go, oh, look, this person's, Amanda's appointment is coming up with such and such doctor. Let me send her the link to the proper email that I've updated. I mean, how hard is that to do? It shouldn't be that hard, but apparently it is, you know, and she argues back and forth with me about this. Now, somebody who isn't guilty wouldn't argue back and forth. They would just say, you know what, I'm sorry that I messed up. Let me try to fix the situation. But this lady is like, no, it's your fault. And I'm like, stop blaming me. She's like, I'm not blaming. I'm like, so, you know, it's just, I have no tolerance anymore for people's BS. I just don't have any tolerance anymore. I know this video is all over the place. It's emotional. It's here, there, and everywhere, but it is what it is right now. So, look, you can see my stress lines right there. Look at that. I'm getting lines. But, the positives. The MRI is going to be ordered. So I'm going to get an MRI, which is what I wanted. I have physical therapy set up at that place that I wanted to get into, which was just a transfer. So I've already had my initial appointment, and I have 3 weeks of appointments scheduled. So that's great. I'm just waiting on the approval for a certain procedure, and once I get the approval, then I'll talk more about that. I kind of don't want to talk about it until I get approval, you know. I'm just trying to think. I've paid off my car loan. I found a way to pay off my credit card loan faster. I found a way to start paying down on my student loans, you know. I have some things in place, you know, to try to help with my weight loss and things like that. So I have things in place. There are positives out there. I don't want to say everything is horrible and bad. It's just, I went through some stressful stuff and I needed to purge it out. But there are some positive things. Oh, and my friend, I prayed for her, and she finally got an apartment for herself. I am so happy for her. So that makes me happy. And this week is my birthday. I am turning 36. So, you know, happy birthday to me. And, you know, I will keep you guys updated. I'm sorry that this wasn't, you know, a happier video, but sometimes life isn't always happy. Alright, I am going to go and calm myself down and do some mindfulness and all that stuff, and you know, recharge myself and look at my hair. It's the 80s. You know, try to switch those emotions around and, you know, change those brain chemicals, you know, get those endorphins coming out. Alright, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.